Hey everybody, I am Brandon Phillips, and I'm here with fellow co-hosts Captain Kyle McKenna, Brian Taylor, and Kerry Taylor. We are the BKBK podcast, where sports and the culture collide and the New York Jets reign supreme.
That's right.
And speaking of reigning supreme, you really can only do that through the draft in today's NFL. That's right, folks. Today is the 2019 NFL Draft. And to help us out in our discussion regarding the draft and the NFL in general, Team BKBK has an in-studio guest. He is former offensive guard in the NFL and a former offensive lineman at Hofstra University and a great friend. Ladies and gentlemen, DeMingo Graham.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
All
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Yeah,
All right.
man. Yeah. DeMingo Graham, man, in the house. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've known each other many years, going back to the Hofstra days.
That's true.
Yeah, man. I played a little football myself, but DeMingo really played that football, you know what I mean, and made it all the way to the league and is like an NFL veteran right now. So,
Yeah.
DeMingo, before we get started, talk to us about where you're from. Where are you from, and give us a little backstory about you.
Let me see. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay. Brick City.
Brick City, all
That's
day,
right.
every day. So with Red Man, a home of Red Man. You know?
There you go.
But
That's
yeah.
right.
But yeah, so I grew up there and went to a school called Newark Central High School. So I spent my 4 years there. Didn't truly love it, but, you know, it is what it is. Somehow I made my way to Hofstra. You know, so
Yep, made your way to Hofstra, and that's how you and I met, right?
Yes, that's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met.
So I got a quick question for you before you even hop in.
Go ahead.
Was this guy a jerk?
It was pretty cool, dude.
Okay, all right. Let me get back on script. Sorry.
Well, then he must have
throw that in
changed
there.
then. Something changed then. We're going to get to the root of that.
Listen, man. Takes a jerk to know a jerk, Brian.
That's
all
right.
Yeah, man. So how was your experience at Hofstra in general? I mean, we know that you came there. So you didn't go there as a freshman, right?
Yeah, I came there as a freshman.
Talk to me. Go ahead.
So I came there in the spring of I believe of '93.
Okay. Hold on, man. You can't just say your age like that. Chill.
Oh.
Because I'm a little older than you, so don't age me out, bro. Don't do that.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
When I came from before I got to Hofstra, I was at Fork Union Military Academy.
Okay.
And Hofstra called in, and I actually came up there. So I was there in the spring, and then it just popped off from there.
Nice.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. So, I mean, so you go there. Tell me about your playing career at Hofstra, and tell me what that was like.
It was cool. I've met a lot of good friends. I would like to think I met a lot of good friends during that course of the time. It wasn't bad playing under Joe Gardy. Wasn't too bad doing
Joe Gardy.
Joe Gardy. Yes.
Hey, listen here, DeMingo Graham. When I was special
What?
teams
Just like-
coach back in 19, none of your business. What we used to do.
That's exactly what we do every day. So it was cool, you know, being under the program. We actually had the opportunity to do the run and shoot.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Okay.
The run and shoot. So that was pretty interesting to run.
No tight end.
Actually, no tight end.
Yep.
You know, just line up and go.
Yep,
You know, so
yep.
that was pretty cool.
You had to have that 2-point stance on lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
That
Definitely,
kick step.
Kick step. And that's how I developed into a very a good pass set.
Pass,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pass protector.
Yep.
All righty.
So that was my skill set there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, we knew each other at Hofstra. You didn't get a chance to manhandle me because as you came in, I was kind of exiting. I kind of stopped playing football a little bit earlier than anticipated. Yeah. But who else did you play with that some of us may know that are in the league, played in the league, you know, that are other, NFL former NFLers, so to speak?
When I came in, I played with Wayne Corbett.
Yeah.
Wayne
Okay,
Corbett.
Wayne-O.
Yeah,
Wayne-O.
Wayne Corbett.
Sherbert.
When I came in, it was his senior year.
Yeah.
So he went on to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Lance Shelters.
Yeah, strong safety.
Yep, got drafted
Yeah.
in the 4th when we left, and went on to play with San Fran 49ers.
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, San Fran.
He made a couple.
49ers.
Yeah.
I think he made a couple Pro Bowls too. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
He
had a career.
Lance Shelter's
Yeah.
Lance Shelter's family, they're from Canarsie in Brooklyn, and his brother played at Pitt also. That's like a really good football family, the Shelter's family. So
Yeah.
I guess Lance was the highest level player out of those guys.
Gotcha. Did you play with Carmazzi?
Yep, I played with Kamazi.
Oh.
And he went to the San Fran. Did he go to San Fran?
Yeah, I think he did
went
go to San Francisco.
He
Yeah.
went to San Fran as well.
Yeah. All righty. I'm trying to think. Hervé. You can't forget about Hervé.
Or Hervé.
Hervé Thomas.
He went on to the
Bills.
Buffalo
Yeah,
Bills.
Yeah.
Dave Fiore.
Dave Fiore.
40.
He went to the
Yeah.
Jets for
He
a
went
little bit.
He was with the Jets.
And then the 49ers. Yeah.
So a lot
Fiore.
of,
Yeah, he came in with me when I came in, Dave Fiore.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
And,
I'll tell you what, man, for a smaller program, Hofstra put out a lot of NFL players.
Yeah, they sure did.
They put out a lot.
Yeah.
They sure did.
Put out more than, say, like a Temple or Rutgers
Yeah.
and some of these, like, D1 schools. But Hofstra was legit, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
other
I
players
think
that we didn't even name. Yet.
really broke it open was Wayne Corbett. Once he went, and then Gio and Dave Fiore, Hervé, and then the doors really started opening up for us a little bit more. So it was pretty much a good time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I bet. Hold on a second. I got a personal question. Where'd you live? Because I lived in Colonial Square, Far East, in the New York house. You remember that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that. In the square.
In the square,
I lived
Colonial
in the
Square. You
square.
lived in the square.
I lived
Okay.
in the square.
All
I'm
right.
trying to remember what house I was in.
Uh-huh.
I lived in a couple of different ones. I can't remember off the top of my
Okay.
head.
And you know who my first roommate was?
Who?
For camp that year, it was Willie Taft.
Oh, but
Sweet
Willie
Willie.
T.
Yeah,
Willie
sweet
T.
Willie. Yeah, Willie Taft. We were in
good man.
love Willie, man.
Yeah.
I still keep up with him to this day.
Uh-huh.
Willie Taft, we love you, man. And
You guys were hanging out at the Hofstra USA.
yeah, Hofstra UFC,
That was the spot, right?
That was the spot.
picking up snacks at Dutch Treats. I used to get the apple strudel over there at Dutch Treats.
Yeah.
They had some good apple strudel, man. So fellas, you know what I'm saying? I know DeMingo, but I want you guys to get to know DeMingo. You guys have any questions for him? Because he said he was like, hey, listen, man, I'm an open book, man. Let's talk about all this on draft day. You know?
Yo, DeMingo, I got a question. Were you a combine invite, or were you somebody who was a little under the radar for people?
I was under the radar. I was not a combine invite. So what happened for me was that we had pro day at Hofstra, and I was able to perform then. So no invite for the combine.
So
When you guys did those pro days were like you do those with like Stony Brook and CW Post, and like all the best players in the area would go and do those pro days, correct?
Yep, that's how that went. So what happened was whenever Hofstra had the pro days, they would come down and join us on the pro days.
On whose field?
On Hofstra's field.
There you go.
It's a pretty good field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of drills were you running out there?
The basics, the 40s, high jumps. What else we do? The shuttles.
Shuttles, okay.
Yeah.
Did you do the bench press?
Yeah, I did the bench press.
How many did you rep out? I want to know.
About 27.
Oh, you got 27.
Okay.
27 is a good number. That's a good number.
Back then, everybody was doing at least 30 to 40.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
The most I ever got,
Yeah.
not that I was ever, but I remember like tapping myself on the back. I got 23 up.
But that's still a good number.
Yeah,
It's still a good
whatever.
number.
It's
Like, yeah, whatever.
it's a strong linebacker number, but it's not like a
it's like a wide receiver number, really.
Shut up, Steve.
What did Saquon do? I don't know. How many did Saquon put up? 377 of reps?
Funny, yeah, you funny.
Right, exactly. So how did you end up with the Chargers? How did that happen?
It was funny. So I was looking to get drafted, you know, in the fourth, between the fourth and seventh round. That's at least that's what I was told.
Right.
And waiting around, and each time the rounds came up when I was supposed to get drafted by a particular team, they would call me, and then I was, talk to them for a little bit, for about 10 or 15 minutes. And they said, well, we're going to get you in the next couple of rounds, in the next two rounds or whatever. Never happened.
Right.
So right after the draft, San Diego Chargers called me up, and I signed with them.
Nice.
So it was
Nice.
took me, about 15 minutes after the draft.
Wow.
Wow.
How's that weather out there, man?
Oh, nice. You can't beat
I
it.
love San Diego.
Yeah. Every day is a good day. in San Diego.
Yeah.
Every day.
Right. That gas lamp district over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
And they have the best fish tacos out there too.
Yeah. Fish
they do.
tacos.
Good fish tacos.
So who was the quarterback at the time for San Diego? I know Drew Brees was there.
I know the answer. I just want him to tell you.
Right.
Blew my mind.
Doug Flutie.
Oh,
Wow.
Doug Flutie.
Wow.
Wow.
He was there.
Wow.
We're old, fellas.
Yeah, we are.
I looked at Philip Rivers. It's like he born in '81. I'm like, okay, well, he didn't play with him.
Right.
Right.
I asked him that off the air, and I thought it was Humphreys. Remember Humphreys?
Yeah, I did.
And then he was like, no.
Stan Humphries. Yeah.
Stan
Humphries,
Humphries, yeah. And he was like, no, it was Doug Flutie when he was out there.
Wow. Doug Flutie, Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Lee.
Oh, that's right. That's
Oh,
right.
man.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Drew Brees came in my last year
Okay.
when I was there.
Gotcha.
Very good classic guy.
Oh,
Couldn't beat
okay.
him.
I bet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about LaDainian? He didn't.
He came in along with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they both came that year.
Okay.
My last year.
Hold on.
San Diego.
Did you play with Natron Means?
Yeah. Yep.
Natron means business.
Yeah, Natron Means.
Natron
That's
means
deep right there. That's deep.
business.
Yeah.
Natron Means. Junior Seau.
Junior Seau.
Wow.
How was Junior Seau?
Sick.
Sick. Like, I know he
One
was
of the
good.
best. Yeah.
Like a
Did you go up against him?
I had to.
Right.
We had to.
Right.
There was no other choice. That's how I got better. So
Right. Right.
But yeah, he put it on you. He put it on you in practice. The way he practiced,
Uh-huh.
the way you
Is the
see
way
him
he
on the
playing,
field,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the way he played.
Right.
Every day.
Okay.
Bringing it. Yeah. He was the real deal, man. He was the real deal.
So I noticed that you had about, it said, my little research, you had about 60 games that you played, and you started at least half of them.
Yeah.
Right. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So what sort of sidelined your career?
Injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And when I would say injuries, and obviously when you're coming in with bigger and better players,
Mhm.
somebody got to go.
Right.
Somebody got to go.
Right.
And then plus, the players are costing cheaper. I'm getting a higher price. So,
Because you're a veteran now.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
guess.
vet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
they don't want to push out the money. So, we can pay somebody cheaper to come in and play.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, so-
That's the revolving door of the
Yeah.
NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, the business side.
absolutely.
Business there.
I mean, I'm all about cheap labor. I talk about it all the time, don't we? Don't we talk about that all the time?
Yes, we do.
That's
You were just a victim of
carry
it. I
phrase.
apologize. That's my favorite phrase, baby.
Oh man. So like as an old lineman, what was your process of training? And the reason why I'm asking this is because you see on some of these big shows, on like Fox or ESPN or whatever, you get like you'll hear guests like Peyton Manning talking and like a Drew Brees or whomever. But like, what about your everyday lunch pail kind of a guy? How do they go about their day-to-day training for the NFL and being in the NFL? You know what I mean? Because I feel like we can speak kind of like truly with you about it.
Okay.
Whereas maybe like if we would have interviewed Peyton Manning, he would just give us just like the company answer. You know what I'm saying? So like, what does an NFL player, or more specifically like a lineman, go through to kind of like just make sure that they just keep going and what their workout process is and stuff?
Well, you gotta, obviously it's a 24-hour job. Every day you gotta be there. Just to keep honing on your craft. I wish what they have now is training schools that a lot of offensive linemen will go to and quarterbacks will go to. But they go to training schools now where everybody goes there, you hunker down for like 2 or 3 months, and you will stay there with other fellow O-linemen, and you would just train with them. I didn't have that back in the day, so once the off-season came, you went home, you trained, and then when it's time to come back, you come back and you go through the workouts, mandatory workouts that they will have.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot different when I was playing.
Gotcha. So, on this show, we talk a lot about, of course, the New York Jets.
Okay. All right.
Who was your favorite team as you were growing up?
New York Jets.
Oh, snap.
What?
You?
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
I
Well, he
was
right
hoping
in
that was
Jersey.
gonna be the-
He right in Jersey.
Yeah. I had no choice. I love the Jets.
Did you have a Jets bike too growing up, like Brandon?
No
No,
Jets
okay,
bite.
all
No
right.
Jets bite.
Still have some similarities there.
It's a backstory to that.
Yeah.
You want to hear the backstory, the long-winded backstory? Go ahead, call me out on it, Kyle McKenna.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go with it.
we ain't got no time for that.
DeMingo
Yeah.
wants to know.
We ain't got no time.
We ain't got no time.
We gotta know who we need to drive before they actually drive somebody.
Exactly.
Basically, what made me a Jets fan, I had a Jets bike when I was a kid. My parents got it for me for Christmas, and that's all she wrote.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That was a quick one.
Yeah.
That was quick. All right.
Yeah, with the banana seat. He ain't tell you about the banana seat.
And it had Jets on it. Boom. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
That was it.
Yeah, that was
hooked.
That's it.
So
So
Go ahead, Kyle.
Domingo, one of the things that we're going to talk about today is some guys that I coached that might have a shot at signing with somebody this after this draft, or maybe get a late round shot at going with the team. What kind of advice would you have for somebody who was possibly in that same place that you were back then today? What would be the best thing you could tell them going forward?
One of the best thing I could tell them is like keep your heads up. Don't get discouraged. When you do have that opportunity, take advantage of it and never let go of it. That's one of the things I would tell them.
wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple guys from Hervé Damas's old high school that might have a shot. They're probably
that's
going
nice.
to be undrafted free agent, based on their projections right now. But I guess we'll get to that a little later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Domingo, I have a question for you. This is kind of a personal, but not that personal. But I think every football player goes through it, especially one that's trying to, jump to the next level. At what point did you realize in your playing career in college that you were like, oh, snap, I think I actually have what it takes to play in the NFL? Were you a junior?
great
Were you a
question.
senior?
Sure.
Was it a specific game and you just bodied somebody? You like, I could play in the league.
Pancake.
Yeah.
I think my junior year, and oh man, I'm kind of embarrassed to say what happened. What made me believe that I actually have a chance. When I was a
wanna
time.
hear it.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear
Oh man. So
Just leave the expletives out.
okay. I forget what was going on at the time, but I was doing spring practice, and Joe Gardy brings me into his office.
Okay.
And he sits me down, starts talking to me. So I'm like, "Why I'm here?" So he's like, "Well, son, you can't be eating all these cheeseburgers expecting to get to the NFL, So
Wow.
so we're gonna have to do something about this. So and then at that point he went on to tell me that he had a couple of teams been coming around, scouting,
Uh-huh.
and I was one of the people that was being scouted. So that at that point in time, that's when I knew that I had an opportunity to make a opportunity to get into the NFL.
Yeah, that's fantastic,
Nice.
man. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that is a good story.
Somebody's mother was happy.
Yeah.
Bingo! That's fantastic. So now tell me about, it's draft day, right? Just like how it's draft day today. Talk to me about what's going on in your mind and what's going on, not just in your mind, but what's going on like with you. Like, where were you on draft day when it was time for you to be potentially drafted?
Did you watch the draft?
Did you watch it? Like, talk us through that day.
That day, I was at C Square.
Colonial Square?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
okay.
I was at C Square, just sitting back, chilling. Just
At
watching,
Hofstra?
Yeah, at Hofstra, just watching it on the TV the first day.
Who's in your room?
Nobody. Nobody was there.
Wow.
Nobody. Maybe a couple of people came in and out. But, at that time, I think everybody knew I wasn't going that early.
Right, right.
I was definitely under that radar. And then I just went there the first day and just watched the first 3 rounds of the draft. And then the second day came around. That morning I get a call from my agent. I'm just like, okay, maybe today is going to be the day. So that's the day I'm getting ready for. Yeah. So it was like, well, I'm going to send a limo out for you, and I'm going to bring you down to Madison Square Garden so we think you have a chance to get drafted. So I said, okay.
Yeah, because you're already in New York,
yeah,
and that's when the draft was still happening in New York every single year. So, all right.
Yeah. So I went down there and sat out from round 4 to 7. Just sitting there, just nervous, just wondering when and if I'm going to get picked, and then just going crazy in my mind, just thinking. So each round going, nothing's happening. I'm just getting more nervous.
Did you get any calls? Because sometimes players, they get calls and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I got a couple of calls. I got a call from Arizona.
From AZ, Arizona. Okay.
Arizona called me. Seattle.
Okay.
And I believe Miami.
Okay.
And they all just whisper sweet nothings in my ear, and then when it was that time, nothing happened.
Hold on a second. So your favorite team didn't call you?
No. Very disappointing.
Come on, Jets. What's going on with that, man? Come on, Jets. So how many rounds were there back then? Like, when did they?
7 rounds.
It was 7 rounds back then.
7 rounds.
So when was it, like 12 or 14 rounds or something?
That's the generation prior. We're not that old.
Well, I mean, I remember when it happened. I remember that.
Because we were kids. We were kids watching it, but daggone it. Gee whiz.
Yeah, but the word on that, and maybe DeMingo has something to say about this too. Like, after they went from the 12-round draft to the 7-round draft, it was actually better for players because they had more of a choice as to where they went, rather than being locked in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Definitely had a better chance of choices of teams that you want to go to.
Gotcha.
And
so like, how does that work? So you're sitting there, all right, I just might get drafted, and then if you're thinking, like, if they're talking to you and they're contemplating grabbing you as early as the 4th, you wouldn't be wrong to think, like, all right, even if they don't draft me in the 4th, they're gonna grab me, because they're thinking about grabbing me in the 4th. From the 4th round to the end of the 7th, that's a long time. It's a lot of room for me to get picked up. But now you don't get picked up. How does your mind switch? Because you go from getting drafted or potentially getting drafted to now being a UDFA, undrafted free agent. Like, how does your mind switch? Or how does any player's mind switch when that happens?
Well, for me personally, I went into panic mode because I didn't know what was going to happen next. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't get picked, so what's going to happen next? So now I'm just very, freaking out and everything. So what happens once the 7 rounds is over, that's when the teams really get into digging the players that they really wanted to pick they couldn't get to. And that's when the phones start ringing. And then you have the choices of teams that you want to go to. Like, for me, for instance, Baltimore Ravens called me up. The Giants called me up.
Nice.
So it was a few teams that called in, but then you have to sit back and then pick the best team that is right for you at that point in time. So, and I chose the San Diego Chargers because I thought that was the place for me
And I'm guessing the pay, and I'm not going to ask you how much that is. That's not any of my business. But I guess you can have free reign to pick where you want that you feel like is the best, because it's not like there's a huge discrepancy being an undrafted free agent and being a rookie, as far as like, it's not like you're going to go to the Chargers because the Chargers is going to pay you $10 million as an undrafted free agent versus like the Giants who's only going to pay you like $200. You know, so you're all in the same range, right? So it's really about just picking where you think you can fit in rather than say the money, or is there like a little bit of a difference there?
It's a little bit of difference there.
Oh.
It's a little bit.
Okay.
It's definitely a little bit. What happens, they'll call in and say they want your services.
Okay.
Then they'll throw out a number to you.
Okay.
That shows you how much they want your services. Yeah.
Right.
So then that kind of lets you know if you're going to be a camp body or you're going to be someone that they're really going to try to invest into.
Right.
Try to compete.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they're going to keep you or not. Yeah. And, you know, right in the night, San Diego made me a nice offer to go there compared to what Baltimore wanted me to come in at.
Right.
So, yeah. So you'll definitely know the difference.
There's no wage scale on the undrafted free agents, right? I mean, it's just, you know, whatever. I'm sure they have in their mind a bucket of money that they have for all their UFAs, but, you know, they got to kind of divide it up. But I've seen in certain instances that they will pay more for a certain undrafted free agent because they really want the services, to your point.
Yeah.
See that makes sense, but I feel like, you see, guys, that's why you got to watch the BKBK podcast, because we're giving you little nuanced tidbits and nuggets here, man, because I never knew that. I thought it was just a certain block, but it can vary a little bit.
Yeah,
and
definitely vary.
Yeah, that's kind of dope.
Yeah. I
might start working out again and now I'm playing.
You got to improve on that 23 from the wide receivers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got to improve my 40 now. It's like a 10.
Oh, man.
I could skip a 10. Come on now.
You can skip a 10?
I could skip a 10.
Whistling, too.
Right.
Yeah, and holding his girl's hands like,
right.
zippity doo da, zippity yeah. I got a 9.99 on my 40.
The Cardinals are on the clock. The Cardinals are on
Ooh,
the clock.
Oh, yeah.
The draft has started. So, DeMingo, the draft has started. What do you think? I mean, first of all, you still a Jets fan? Because things may have changed since you're like an NFL veteran now. You might be a little tweaked out.
I'm still a fan of them.
All right.
I'm still a fan of them. I'm still a fan.
Just checking. Okay. So that's good. Who do you think the Jets pick third? We have our opinions.
Sure.
What do you think the Jets should get? Or at least what positions that they should address first? You know, do you still follow them at all, or you?
I still follow a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
still follow.
Got you.
I think they should invest in. I think they need more offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So they need to invest there.
You're not biased, are you?
No, I'm not biased.
Okay, all right.
I mean, they got Le'Veon Bell already.
That's
so
true.
They're already on to a good start there.
Yeah.
But they could definitely use another wide receiver.
I've been saying that for a while.
Hollywood. That's right. Hollywood, baby.
I mean, listen, you know, we might as well just start talking about it.
Let's
now,
talk.
guys.
Let's go.
Let's do
go
it.
in.
So, here's the thing. You got Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah.
That's the foundation. He's the cornerstone of your foundation of your team, okay?
Sure.
And you have to build the team through him, okay? But
what?
We haven't had a pass rusher for the past 15 years since John Abraham,
Sure.
who you might have faced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a beast.
He was a beast, right? It would be nice to have another beast on the team.
Yeah.
And since, you know, we have the opportunity to grab a beast, i.e. Josh Allen, i.e. Bosa, i.e. Q Williams.
Ergo.
Thus.
There we go.
2 of the 4.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I want to grab one of those guys first. And then we've been going through mock drafts that Kyle supplied us with.
Oh, yeah.
And a bunch of these other things to kind of, you know, using it as like edification for us, you know, and basically to just see what we can do. And my little drafts, I'm seeing that we can get a good O lineman to build and to protect, or two to protect our franchise quarterback. So, long story long,
and even longer.
yeah, and even longer. I want a pass rusher, man, with the 3rd pick if we don't trade down. Let's get into that.
Well,
I think we all do.
Brandon, why don't we explain to the BKBK audience what we've been doing with the draft simulations? Because I think
you got
it's
the mic.
kind of like something really cool. So there was an article in the Athletic that Connor Hughes, the Jets beat writer, put out there, and he referenced this draft simulation program that he was using through FanSpeak, and I believe you can still go up there now and get the free version. Anybody out there that wants to try it, and basically you pick which team you want to draft for, and then they will simulate all the other picks. Now, apparently, if you get the upgraded version, teams will offer you trades to trade out of your picks also, which I did not know. I wasn't about to pay for it. 'Cause the draft is one of those things where it's like you got all the excitement, the lead up to it, and then as soon as it happens, it's done, and you know all you do is like ponder it after that.
It's like back to work.
Yeah. So like the looking at the simulations, the big thing here is if Kyler Murray doesn't go 1, the whole draft becomes a crazy, crapshoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, you go anywhere past 3, and it's a big plateau of players that you could pick really anywhere based on need. And we've been having a big argument about, not argument, it's a discussion, a discussion between men about Ed Oliver versus Quentin Williams. And I think that
I thought you lost that argument,
really,
Kyle. I don't know. I thought
twice. I thought you lost it twice.
3-1 maybe. I don't know.
Maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead, Kyle.
I think the one thing we can agree on is that if Nick Bosa or Josh Allen is there for us, we are in pretty good shape. After that, I mean, everybody loves Quentin Williams right now, but I think it's a little bit overhyped, and maybe it's just a reaction to the fact that everybody loves this dude.
I love that kid too.
I mean, my thing is this. I think what is shaping my opinions on where we should go is the general manager that we have. I would love to trade down with Washington, even at 15. I would love. I'm hearing. Well, look, listen. What I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. So, because of the haul that you would get, the treasure trove of draft picks that they would have to give up in order to go from 15 to 3, right? So now you're talking about the first this year, second this year, first and second next year, and probably their third minimum in order for them to do that. I mean, we're talking that's a realistic amount of draft picks that you would have to give up. That being the case, I would love to have that and be able to go to market with all these draft picks over the next couple of years. My problem is the GM that we have does not have the track record of picking second-round picks, of picking in the middle to late first round, right? So everything that he's got, Jamal Adams, Leonard Williams to a degree as well, has been players that have fallen to him at a high level, and then it's a no-brainer type of selection. So
can I make a quick comment about what you're saying about the second round though?
Sure.
You could throw a dart at a dartboard and hit talent in the second round of this draft.
Right.
Definitely.
And we can't trip over it.
This draft is unlike any other we've seen in the last at least 8 years in terms of the talent level that is in the first 2.5 rounds.
We need a second round pick.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important for us to have a second round pick. Now, I agree with you with regard to trading back. I'm not thrilled about trading back anything less than at the 10th pick. But if you're saying that we could get a first and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 next year, then I would absolutely do that. I don't see that happening though.
But we gave up 3 second rounders to go up 3 picks last year from 6 to 3. So, I mean, you at least have to say one of those second rounders is a first rounder.
Yeah, but I'm not saying, what I'm saying is I don't think Washington is that desperate to do that deal. for the number 3 pick.
Dan Snyder, he's a dice roller though, so you never know.
And he has interjected himself into their draft process right now.
Not only has he interjected himself, he has said, "I am picking the first round pick."
Well, there you go. That's the definition
That's a
of
total
interjection.
Like,
So,
oh my God.
So you know what's happening in Washington? They're doing this and rolling the dice. That's what's happening.
If Kyler Murray doesn't go 1, I would not be surprised if the Raiders try to move 1 pick up to get him, and we get
and we will fleece
some
them.
picks,
and we will
some
fleece
picks
them.
for just moving back 1 spot.
Absolutely.
Man.
But I think they're going to pick Kyler Murray just based on the way the draft room looks right now.
Now
They
that
look real
said,
calm.
I want to put something out there. What would you do with regard to what DeMingo said in terms of the offensive line? Because I've been talking that talk for a while. If Quenton Nelson was in this draft, knowing what we know about him right now, being amongst the defensive linemen that we've seen in this draft, what would we do? What would you do?
If we're sitting there at 3 and Quenton
Yeah.
Nelson is there,
Yeah.
and some team like the Jets is sitting at 6, I mean, is
With a
that what you
franchise
mean?
I'm
quarterback?
saying us sitting at 3.
It would be between Quenton Nelson and Josh Allen for me. That's it. If we're sitting there at 3 and those 2 guys are available.
There's no way you pick the guard at 3 if you have the pass rusher sitting at 3. There's just no way you do that.
Of
no
course
way.
there is a way because you have a franchise quarterback that needs protecting. And Kerry said,
and
if
knowing
we
what you
know
know
what
about
we
him
know
now,
now,
right now,
he is an all-pro now. All-pro. Not a Pro Bowler, an all-pro.
But that's, I mean,
and I know it's borderline an unfair question.
Absolutely.
I get it.
How do you know?
unfair.
How do you
Yeah,
know?
that's not unfair.
No, absolutely. How do you know
No,
Quentin
it's
as
not.
an NFL player? How do you not know the pass rusher as an NFL player?
No, but I'm giving you a crazy scenario. I'm just saying, what would you do?
I mean, you know what? I still go with the pass rusher. Here's why. Here's why. Even if I know he could be the best guard in the world, but you know what? If I got somebody that's going to close the game for me, guard's not going to close the game for me.
That dude changed that line.
It's not going to close the game for me, man.
I hear you.
I
hear you, but you have to know what draft you're in, right? If Quenton Nelson is in this draft, and we know there is a higher abundance of pass rushers in this draft, woo! Hold on, pause. Pick is in.
I don't know what it is yet. Keep talking.
But we still only have 1 first-round draft pick.
Yes, I hear you.
And then we're taking a guard, and we don't pick again until the 3rd round.
And that's where you can get potentially.
Kyler Murray.
He went first?
Went first.
Wow, Kyler Murray went first. Rosen, I feel bad for you, bro. I do. He's a good QB.
He's going to land somewhere well.
Should he feel bad? Is he cashing them checks?
He's
cashing those checks? He's cashing those checks, right? He shouldn't really feel bad right now.
He's going to go to another team.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is.
They're going to trade him.
Yeah.
And he's going to go to a better situation, I think.
Yeah,
Don't
he
be
should.
surprised it's on the
Arguably, yeah.
Giants. Don't be surprised it's the Giants.
Yeah, because the Giants stay fronting, but he may end up going there. You're absolutely right, Captain Kyle McKenna.
Cardinals may be picking again in a few picks.
You know what this is like?
We'll see what that package is.
Yeah, right? You know what this is like? You know when you do your mock drafts for like fantasy football? Like on the site that me and you do it on?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fantasy calculator or whatever?
Yeah.
And then some tool
picks
he picks the kicker first just to throw the whole draft off. This is what happened, right?
Wow.
And you're staring down Todd Gurley, and you're like, I don't know, what should I do?
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see him here, right?
Wow, it's underway.
Quick fun fact: the guy that walks the pick up to the commissioner.
Yeah,
he was on my Long Island Railroad train every day. He lives in Floral Park.
No way.
I would see him on the train every day, and every day I was like, yo, I gotta go talk to him about the NFL, and I never did.
Oh, you should.
But he's trying to be low key. I didn't want to blow up his spot in front of anybody. I'm like,
listen, man, I got some shades for you here. Take these and talk to me.
you should have randomly said, din,
You're
din,
that
din, 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 and just kept walking.
Right. He'd have been like, "Oh wow, okay, I see you."
Interesting.
They're showing Kyler Murray Texas A&M highlights on the thing too.
Texas. Oh, okay, playing against Texas A&M.
No, he played at Texas A&M as a freshman.
So
he was he transferred. Yeah.
Oh, he transferred in. Okay.
Domingo, what was the biggest competition, at Hofstra as far as collegiate play for you? Did you guys play Montana? Because I think when I was there, that's when Montana won the whole thing. I think at one point they traveled out to Montana and we got stomped. But like, what teams did you play when you were there? Because when you were in, I was transitioning out, so we never got to play together.
Marshall.
Okay, that's big time.
Yeah.
Marshall, UConn. They was up there.
Okay. And Buffalo always beat us too. UB always beat us. Yeah. So UConn.
I believe.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I believe Hofstra played BU 1 year. That was like 1995.
Kyle played at BU. He played linebacker at BU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And let me guess, Kyle. You guys won, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
I don't remember. It was the year after I was out.
Okay.
And the year before they dropped the program. So I don't remember who won the game.
Gotcha.
I think it was close though.
Yeah.
It was at Hofstra.
Gotcha.
Went to the game.
Gotcha. You might have been there, D.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
So your last season would have been 97, Domingo?
98.
98?
98.
98. Wow.
Was it 98? Yeah, 98.
Listen,
You probably had some BU guys transfer there and play 1 year or 2 years because the program dropped. Hofstra got at least 2 of those guys, I think. Chris McIntyre, I think, was one of those guys.
Yeah, I remember him. Remember him.
What position was he?
I think it was a linebacker.
Linebacker.
Was it a linebacker?
Yeah, like outside linebacker, like edge guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
So who's the toughest guy you went against in the NFL?
Oh, John Randle.
Oh, man, you went up against John Randle. Gee whiz.
Sam Adams.
Sam, he was a big boy.
Yeah. And if it wasn't Junior, it was Ray Lewis.
Ray
wow.
Lewis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
At what weight did you play?
I was around 300, 310 around that time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Guard or tackle? I may have
Guard.
missed that. Guard? Okay.
Guard.
Okay.
Yeah, play guard.
And you wore number 70 in the league, but in the Hofstra, you were 68, right? Am I right?
Yeah, 68.
Yeah, 68 at Hofstra.
70, 71.
70, 71 in the league. Yep.
Yeah.
So
we were saying that Ed Oliver kind of compares to John. Well, I was saying it. I don't know if anybody else would.
no,
John
yeah, you
Randle
were.
and Ed Oliver
Yeah, you were.
kind of have that.
I don't want to say it
kinda
like
have
that.
Same deal.
I don't want to say it like that because I do highly, highly respect this kid, Ed Oliver. I just have 2 other guys that I rank above him. That's all.
Oh, you don't like him?
No, I do like him.
Oh, you do?
No,
Okay.
I like him a lot. I just have Josh Allen and Quentin Williams above
Okay.
him and Bosa.
So you play him at DN, basically, Ed Oliver?
No, he's a DT.
I mean, he played
No, he's
DT.
He's a three technique.
Yeah.
But
You
he's,
got to play him at 3 technique.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Warren Sapp. He's John Randle.
Yeah.
He's those 3 technique type of guys. So that's where I'm putting him.
but more 4-3 front versus 3-4 front, in other words.
Well, if he had to play a 3-4, I guess I'm going to play him as like an athletic nose. I'm not
At
putting him
280 or whatever he's playing at right now?
287. Bump him up to
49ers pick
290.
is in.
Yo,
49ers
you know who
pick
Ed
is in.
Oliver would? Ed Oliver would be like Klecko if he was on the Jets. He'd be like Joe Klecko.
You love a Joey Klecko.
I love that.
He actually has the comparable body type to Joe Klecko too, because Joe Klecko was
Nick Bosa
like,
too.
Nick Bosa. Yo, we about to get Josh Allen.
We're not picking
No.
Josh Allen. They're going to disappoint us, bro.
We got McCagnon.
They're going to be so.
Yeah, we got
yeah.
McCagnon.
So you got Quentin Williams that's sitting there.
It's Quentin
and,
Williams. It
and
better
they're
be
going.
Quentin
No,
Williams.
they're gonna try to trade out
Yeah.
and then Q. Whoever wants Q.
They're going to trade with the Raiders and then try to pick up Q.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
four.
Jets is on the clock. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's see.
Because I mean, I felt like if Bosa was available
You're right.
at 3, then they would have just gone with the safe pick and it would have been Bosa and we'd
Hey.
pack up and go home. But I mean, I just don't think that's gonna now. Obviously, because Bosa's gone.
We
Now-
trade out, then the Giants are picking Josh Allen.
Exactly. So we're gonna be watching this dude like they're watching Darnold.
Hey,
It'd be Lawrence Taylor all over again.
ladies and gentlemen, at home, wherever you are watching the BKBK podcast, I'm going to cut to everyone's reaction. I'm going to show you who's got the calmest face in the room.
Look at Brandon rocking back and forth. He's already nervous.
That's me,
He's
right?
Like,
Eyes all big.
Check out Brian.
Eyes all big. He got hot breath. Everything.
Check out Kerry. See, when Kerry gets nervous, he starts trying to diss people. So.
Totally.
And Kyle is over
you
there.
got me pegged. You got me pegged.
And Kyle is over there looking like wild academic, but
Because-
still sporty as well, but a little nervous, hands clasped.
Because
And
I
check-
want everybody pissed off like me.
You know that.
Exactly.
But then check out the
Yes.
coolest dude in the room because he's been there, done that. Check him out. DeMingo. Boom. He's like, man.
whatever
please.
happens, dude, man.
Whatever
I'm
happens,
out.
you
Right.
know?
Right.
We rocking audio?
Jets on the clock.
We rocking
Oh,
audio
my
when we on the
God.
clock?
He's
What we
like,
doing?
yo, I sweated this out
Ooh.
before. What happened?
Nothing.
I'm
Nothing.
bugging.
You hear that? Did you hear that?
Wagwan.
Fire for the drop. Fire for the drop. Blow. Fire for the drop. Oh, my goodness. I don't even want to talk right now. I just kind of
Just
just wanna be
nervous,
like,
right? It's like
yeah, I'm
nervous silence
I'm
right now.
sweating over here. Come on, McCagnon.
Yeah, everything I got going on is delayed right now. So I have the Facebook Live is delayed on my computer. I got the draft delayed based on Kerry's streaming. So it's like I'm living in a
But what are they
That's you
showing?
so- That's 'cause you so far west.
A time delay.
So what are they showing? I mean, highlights of who?
They're showing commercials on his.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Come
On his.
So,
But
So
what-
how upset are you
San
going to be
Francisco fans.
if
Well, that's
Josh
the
Allen
thing.
is not the
That's
pick?
why I loved your analysis before, B, because it's like we're talking about all these potential things, and then you brought it back to, you know what? You know why my draft philosophy for this year is the way that it is? It's because I don't trust the GM that we currently have. So when you said that, I was like, he's 1,000% right.
Yeah, man.
1,000% right. And that stinks that we have to think like that.
Definitely.
Because right now, I'm kind of worked up and I'm not really settled because I'm nervous about what McCagnon is going to do or not going to do.
What would you consider a bad
Exactly.
pick? A bad move here? What would you consider a bad move here?
Getting Ed Oliver right here would be a
Well,
bad
that's epic fail. But other
No,
than
no.
that, other than that,
You know what? I think a bad move for what we're doing right now. I think if we were to trade down with the Washington Redskins and not get at least two first, like a first rounder,
a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2.
a 1 and a 2 and a 1. If we just get the 1,
It's got to be the whole thing.
if we get you think it's got to be the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2?
For me, it's
Absolutely.
got to be a 1 and a 2.
That's
and
fine.
a
I'll
1 and a
take it. I
2.
mean,
Yeah.
like, give
For
it
a
to me.
15, be 1 and a 2. and a
but
1
then
and a
who is
2.
he picking at 15 is the question.
Montez Sweat if
there's
he
lot-
drops.
I honestly,
There's
I don't
lots
even
of
think
people who pick
Montez
at
would be
15.
there.
No,
Probably not.
I understand that. I'm just
Pick
saying.
Bradbury. Bradbury, the center at 15, is a good pick.
He's a good pick later down the line. That is 15. And plus you have
He
other
ain't gonna
really,
be there later down the line, man. Look at these Sims, man.
That's
You
fine.
ain't, you ain't gonna get him in the second round.
Then I'll take McCoy out of Texas A&M. He's another really good one that they're really, really, really high on.
Yo, you did so many Sims. I could tell right
I
now.
did. I'm spitting. I'm spitting.
Because Elgin Jenkins.
What about Michael?
and
What about Michael Johnson?
Michael Jordan from
Yeah, what about Michael Jordan from OSU?
Michael
That's what I'm
Jordan.
saying. Michael Jordan from OSU. I
I
like
know
him too.
every center in this draft.
You
Like,
got
they-
it. You
like-
got
like-
it.
But you know what?
Played for me.
If you keep quizzing me on it, you'll see that my knowledge drops off after the 4th round. I know no one after that.
Oh, you didn't do the 7-round Sims?
I did,
You
but
only did
like I
4
wasn't
rounds?
really paying attention to the names after the 5th, 6th, 7th round. I was really focusing on the first 4.
I have so many drafts that either have some sort of combination of either Bradbury, Elgin Jenkins, Michael Jordan, or Galliard, the center from Georgia. Like
I
I
don't
did
want
not do a
Galliard.
draft.
I
I
don't
did
want.
not do a draft that didn't have a center in it.
Bradbury is the number 1 rated.
Out of
Center?
North Carolina, NC State actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
NC
he's the
State.
number 1. He's like plug and play, and they're saying McCoy's plug and play as well. And they also say that kid Elgin, what's his name again?
Jenkins.
Yeah, he's also another one. But then it drops kind of borderline precipitously right after that. So
Using your words.
You know that. Try to stay reading. I didn't graduate Hofstra, so I gotta validate myself.
Yeah, it is fundamental.
There's another one right there too.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you didn't graduate.
No, I didn't.
I hope that
Reading
the
is
Jets war
fundamental.
room right now
Know
is
that.
like McCagnon has turned into Kevin Costner in Draft Day, and he's just wheeling and dealing right now. And he's like,
I actually like
and
that movie.
he has Josh Allen no matter what in his pocket on a piece of paper. I mean, how great would that be? No matter what.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it says Jonah Williams no matter what, probably.
Oh my god!
Come on, Josh.
Oh my
Allen.
God! Can you imagine that? Could you imagine that right now if Jonah Williams was the pick? Holy mackerel!
You'd be killing me.
Oh,
You
man.
would be straight killing me.
Yeah.
So DeMingo, you're saying that the Jets should go O-line, but they don't have another one that's that valued that high. So
Well, they don't have to go in the first round,
right,
but I think at least the round got to reach out for all
you
line.
got to.
At least the third round.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree
That's a
more.
must. That's an absolute must. And you know what we haven't spoken about today? Let's just say we don't trade or anything like
Pick
that.
is in.
Oh my gosh.
That means,
Hold on.
that means the pick is in.
Pick is
Right,
in.
right.
You're not
right,
trading.
Right.
Oh man.
Unless
Gary,
they come out and announce
Get your
a
broadcaster's
trade.
voice on because you're gonna announce it, bro.
Get your
Oh.
popcorn ready.
I thought you were gonna put it up to the mic.
Yeah, fine. Go ahead. Do whatever you need to do. You want to turn that up? Put it up to the mic. So we
It
can
would
hear
be delayed.
All right, bet.
I can watch right here. and
Let's
tell
do it.
you. Do.
Come on.
Not that music, though. Not that
Sorry,
music.
sorry.
They're gonna pick Q though. I know they are. But
Come on, Q.
I
Come
want
on,
Josh
Q.
Allen.
I
though.
want Q.
I'll take Q, though.
I want Q. I want Q.
Look at Taylor. See Domingo calm, cool as a cucumber. Look at the kid.
I think Q would make Big Cat a better player.
I think both of them will make Big Cat a better player. Either one of them. Yeah, man. The pick is in.
Can you imagine?
But
him?
will they make the guys on the outside better? Will they make Jordan Jenkins better?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Come on, man. I can't-
Frankie Louvu.
Can't go in another year with
Will they make
Jenkins
Frankie
as
Louvu
the outside.
better?
I mean, I
What
like
about
him. No
Malden?
offense.
What
but-
about Malden?
Man.
Mulder's not even on the squad.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Who's the UPenn guy? Brandon, what's his name?
Phillips.
Big
That's a kid they
77.
cut.
Twice.
Right.
Still keeps coming back to practice, man.
Right.
We,
You know that.
we got rid of his cue card. He
Yeah,
can't even
yeah.
get in, but he just keeps showing up.
Let's go. Who we got?
Are they walking up to the podium?
No.
First of all, let
It's
me
a
know.
long walk, bro. It's like
Raining.
I wanna
Why is
know-
it raining.
They outside?
Tennessee.
Yeah, they outside.
That's stupid. Who's
If the
who's
pick is
doing the
in-
walk?
And the
for
rain
us?
just started.
Where's he walking from? Santa
figured
Monica?
it would
Where's
just
this
start.
coming from?
He's coming from
This
Nashville.
is a long walk.
He's got a jetpack. He's flying over the crowd right now.
That would be hot if he had a jet pack.
There you go.
You know that.
There you go.
Oh, come
And
on.
the pick
Oh my God.
is
I haven't been this nervous for a draft pick in
Quenton
a
Williams.
while.
It
The
is?
pick is Quenton Williams,
It is?
defensive tackle from Alabama.
We got Q.
Got Q, huh? Got Q.
I was right again.
I said it too, just right here. Not that I hated it,
All right,
but I wanted
boys.
Josh
All
Allen.
right, boys.
I knew they were gonna go with Q.
All right, boys.
So hold on now. So,
So let's analyze it.
yeah, let's analyze this because here's my thing. Let's just go back. We love the defensive tackles, guys. Quentin Coples, who I don't think he's in the league anymore.
No.
Sheldon Richardson, okay.
Sheldon was good.
He's still slinging it bang.
He was
Sheldon
good, but
was
he's
good.
but he's not on the Jets.
No, he isn't. But
that's his fault.
But that's not his
That's
fault.
his fault.
Oh, excuse me.
And
That
he's
is
not
his
that
fault.
great.
That's what that is
Right.
his fault.
Right. I'm sorry, and I skipped Mo Wilkerson because we had Mo before that. So Q, meaning Quentin Coples, Muhammad Wilkerson, Sheldon Richardson, the Big Cat, and we only have the Big Cat on our team. It's not providing any good fruit for us, so to speak.
Well, let's.
What about Dwayne Robertson?
Richardson was a Pro Bowler. No.
Yeah,
Not with the.
I believe he was.
Who?
With the Jets. Oh, no, it was Leonard
Richardson and
Williams.
Mo Wilkerson.
I know.
Yeah.
Mo was definitely a Pro Bowler.
Right. So
Yeah.
you can't. So
So
say that those
Sheldon-
weren't poor.
I
Those were
don't-
poor picks.
I don't think Sheldon was.
He was.
a Pro Bowler with us.
He was.
He was.
He was.
Maybe a reserve.
He was. He was
Okay.
Pro Bowler.
Okay.
But I mean, I say all that to say, listen, his tape, phenomenal. I mean, Q's tape, phenomenal. I really wasn't a believer until I watched his tape, and the dude was wrecking everything all the time. So the concerns were the concerns we always had. He was a 1-year starter there.
And so is Kyler Murray.
So is Kyler Murray. I mean, listen, I'm not
That's the
knocking
NFL today. That's the NFL today.
The problem is the roster construction for me, and we still don't have something on the outside that's going to put pressure. And when you're talking about who we go against twice a year and Tom Brady, they find a way in order to get out of the pressure that's coming up the middle by just the quick passes, blah blah blah, before you can even get there.
Well, the quick passes are really not for the middle penetration. The quick passes are for the edge rushers. What I've seen is that he has problems when the pressure is coming up the middle. That's when he has his issues.
I don't disagree with that.
And that to me is today's NFL. If you can get that guard to guard, tackle to tackle pressure, more so guard to guard. If you can get that A gap pressure, then that's where your offensive coordinators, lose sleep from. And this guy is that dude. It's his quick first step. It is his hands.
His hands are crazy.
They're comparing him to Warren Sapp too, as far as being that up the middle penetrator.
He's disruptive.
And if you have that, it just destroys the integrity of any.
You collapse it from the middle, and that's why I believe Big Cat will have a better year because of him.
Yeah. So DeMingo, what are your thoughts? What do you hate the most? Right, and this guy would be playing up against you. What do you hate the most about from a D tackle or D lineman perspective?
Great question.
It'll be his speed, getting up that field real quick. So that pressure up that A gap is definitely be a problem for the guard, because he has to take on that responsibility of blocking him and all that. Because you're rarely going to get help from the center. Rarely going to get help. So it's going to be a lot of pressure. So I'll be very nervous if I was a guard right now going up against Quenton Williams.
Wow.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Seriously, you heard it here.
I would be. I'll be running and ducking,
I get that diving chip block or something like,
Yeah, I tried to make it, but you know what, Coach, I couldn't,
So and he commands a double team. That's the other thing, too. He commands a double team, which frees up our inside linebackers, one of which we've paid a significant amount of money for. Mosley. And who did we have prior to that? That's still on the team.
Darron Lee.
No.
Avery.
Avery Williamson.
Yeah.
That kid was already a tackling machine. Imagine his numbers with this guy in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had a defensive lineman that commanded a double team since
honestly Wilkinson in his prime when he was with us.
And he's nowhere near with regard to the speed that this guy has.
That's true. I mean, yeah, he's not coming out with the same type of projected, success, as this guy. They're saying that this guy is going to change the game. That's they're talking that high about
the Aaron Donald type. That was the
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Warren Sapp and Aaron Donald.
Absolutely.
Type. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Aaron Donald is a worker though.
Yeah,
he is a worker. Like that guy gets in early and leaves late with regard to his lifting, with regard to tape. That guy studies tape.
By the way, I'm sorry to step on you, Kerry, but this probably helped to just another little tidbit of motivation for the Jets to pick QW. They've been working out together. Q has been working out with the big
Leonard,
guy.
yeah, Leonard Williams.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
And so
and
that's a good thing.
And remember what I sent you? Sent you guys a text saying that he was approached by somebody on one of the local radio stations that wasn't even a personality. This guy recognized him. He worked behind the scenes. This guy recognized him and was like, "Look, hey, Quenton Williams." He was surprised that he recognized him. But when he was in Soho, you got a guy that's that big with that baby face. Yep. Somebody's gonna recognize you. And he said flat out, like, "Look, where do you want to be? I want to be right here. I want to be with the Jets."
Yep. He did say that. He did say that.
And you know what? I mean, to be honest, I met him, and Mike Greenberg was like, "Hey, you need to be on the Jets." and he was basically like saying, yeah, you know, he wasn't as, say, deliberate. He's still trying to be PC about it.
Sure.
But, like, I could sense that he kind of wanted to be here, too. You know, and the kid's neck is like this. You know? Like, necked out.
Nobody has a neck in the NFL.
So Kyle, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, you know, you weren't really on the Q train. You really, from a 1 year wonder almost, you know, conversation. I mean, what are your thoughts now?
I'm a little emotional right now.
Clearly.
I'm a little in my feelings.
Yeah.
You about to play some Ralph Tresvant in the background
Kiki,
or something?
do you love me? Do you ride it? Do you ever believe? Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna be super positive with this, and then talk about. I guess I'll talk about the negatives. You know, as far as the 1 year of production, the fact that we had a number 3 pick in the draft, and again we pick a defensive tackle, which if you go back to the videotape from these podcasts, I said I would be very upset if we picked a defensive tackle at number 3.
Yeah, you did.
And the reason I feel that way is just because, you know, like everybody, especially Brian, has been saying that pass rusher on the outside is something that we've long coveted.
Yeah.
So I'm a little not too happy with that. However, I guess there's more positives than there is negatives. Consensus, I would say best player in the draft from most people. He is a beast, obviously. You watch him on film. He seems squeaky clean. I don't think he's going to be an attitude problem or a discipline problem. And everything you hear about his character is really, really high. Yeah. He seems like a really nice kid that's from the country. And I just hope that the big city lights don't play too much on him. I think that I was just thinking about this while you guys were talking. Whatever this pick is going to be, I feel like it has Greg Williams' stamp of approval on it.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle, 1 second. Kerry's making a funny face here. Why? Who just picked it?
This pick is, I don't know what
Who's picking
the
and
Raiders are thinking.
What happened?
Clelin Ferrell?
The defensive end from Clemson.
From Clemson at 4?
So they think
at
that
4?
Mike Mayock. That's your boy, Mike Mayock.
All right. So yeah, getting away from that mess for a second. Although he's a quality player, so
absolutely he is. But he's not even at the draft.
But I think that Greg Williams.
I was thinking about that
must
too,
know. Greg Williams must know exactly what he wants to do.
Yes.
With Quenton Williams.
He wants to stay in that 4-3, which is cool.
And I think that he has a plan for the other things. They might have a guy too, an edge guy in an edge deep draft that they think they can get later. That
I agree.
We might be looking at another edge guy there because
this is what I was saying.
Free agent, and the free agent that I'm thinking of that I cannot remember his name.
There's only one free agent out there.
Houston.
Houston.
No.
Houston.
No. He's got injury issues.
I don't want him.
Gosh.
Well, while you think about it, so the name comes up. So this is from Pro Football Focus, and you know I believe in their analysis. So Quenton Williams, no defensive player graded as well as Williams did this season, as he was dominant in every contest. He racked up 43 total QB pressures, including a ridiculous 24 combined sacks and QB hits that tied for the national lead among interior linemen. His 48 defensive stops were 7 clear of the next best defensive interior, as he consistently wrecked opposing offensive schemes. That's their thoughts.
He runs a 4.8. He's over 300 pounds, and he has the whole quick twitch, first person off the ball kind of thing that DeMingo was alluding to about being able to just shoot those gaps.
Sure.
That gives offensive guards and centers just a huge, huge problem. So I was basically saying the same thing as you, Kyle, as far as being disappointed in the fact that we picked another defensive tackle, and that's why I named all those defensive tackles. And I wasn't saying that they were not good players. They're all really good players. But, like, what are you doing for me now? None of them are. The big cat is not on.
Yeah.
I mean, the big cat is the only one on the team. So if you're not producing for my team, then it's like a moot point, and all you keep doing is basically getting rid of one and replacing with another. And then I hope that now we don't just keep Quenton and then get rid of the big cat next year, because it's like it's a revolving door and you're not growing. You know, it's not congealing, and that's what we need. We need it to come together, and let's get the sack exchange going then, Mr. Greg Williams. If you're gonna pick Quenton and we have the big cat, let's get it going then. And the sack exchange basically made the whole defense great. So if this is gonna happen, let's go. And I was talking about Quenton and liking him a whole lot. In my rank, I believe I had Josh Allen, then I had Bosa, and then I had Quenton right there. And then I wanted to trade down, I believe. So, I'm rooting for this kid. Let's go. I would have loved to have had Josh Allen, because not only did he have 17 sacks, but he also can drop back and cover. And we haven't had that. And that's what I wanted for that Minnesota linebacker. I hate him so much now, I forgot his name. Because
Anthony
Barr, because he straight up fronted on us. So,
right.
yeah.
I was thinking of Ezekiel Ansah.
Zeke, he's got a bad shoulder, though.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. And it would be a risk. But you put that guy on the other side of
he's a beast.
Cat.
No, he is.
We
got the money.
With Quenton Williams.
We do, Kyle. Yeah, not.
I'm just gonna say this: the Oakland Raiders just picked a guy who isn't even the best D lineman on Clemson.
Yeah, because Christian Wilkins is better than him, as far as just a straight up D lineman.
I would say that he might be third.
Yeah, he's probably third.
I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know where they're going with that.
Hey, DeMingo, do you want to play for the Raiders and have Mike May?
No. And they need this draft to get it right. After what they did last year, giving up Khalil Mack, so they got to get it right. So they got 2 more picks. So we'll see what they're gonna do.
But that's way down at the end of the draft, and it's like you better work some miracles or something, because this, honestly, you picked a good player, but it was a bad pick.
Mm-hmm.
Bad pick. Raiders.
Mike Mayock thinks he has tremendous upside.
He thinks he knows more than everybody else in the room. That's who
Guy's
Mike
got
Mayock
tremendous
is.
upside.
So
I'm not even having Mike Mayock on this show. We're gonna have DeMingo instead. How about that? How about that?
Dexter Lawrence is better than Clelin Ferrell.
he is.
Yeah, he is.
He is. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Christian Wilkins is better than Clelin Ferrell. Ed Oliver is better than Clelin Ferrell.
Yes,
I
he
mean, I
is.
guess we're talking DNs, but
Still
I
just
don't-
alignment in general. Go ahead, B.
So I guess what do we do next now, right? So we don't have a
I have a
treasure
plan.
trove
I have
of
I have a plan, but I want you
sure.
You
Sure.
can finish your thought first, but here's my plan. But go ahead.
I mean, so my plan is to trade back into the second round with one of those third round picks. So that's
and
You've
Darron
been
Lee.
saying that. You've said that.
yeah.
Exactly, because the only way for us to get back into that is to trade Darron Lee
Or trade
Darron Lee.
and couple with
Dar-
with one of the third rounders you're talking about.
yeah. So we can either
A Darron Lee and a fourth should be able to get us. into the
Yeah,
second
I'm
round.
not giving up. I'm not giving up a third.
no you trade a fourth and
And
the high
Darron Lee.
third in order to get back into the second round. I mean that the fourth round pick should get you back into the second round with the high third, in my opinion, or Darron Lee,
So many
but not both.
starters. So many starters in the second round. So
Well,
many.
what about
starters.
Darron Lee in a fourth to get into the second? I would rather that than give up to my 2 threes.
I don't think that gets you.
I don't
there.
want to give up any threes.
I don't think that gets you there. I mean, because you already have another 3, so you give up a 3 and Darron Lee, that gets you a 2. So now you got the 2, 3, and a 4. So I mean, you're not gonna give up both 3s, but you either give up a third and a fourth in order to go back into the second round, or Darron Lee and a third in order to get back into the second round. I don't think you don't have the luxury of keeping both thirds and trading a fourth and a Darron Lee for a 2.
Hold on
I
though.
don't
Let's
think that
let's
happens.
set
Go
up let's set up what Darron Lee's value is though, because we're hearing Darron Lee, but what in your opinion is his value, so that we can just standardize that and then start adding picks around it to see if we can get back in a second.
Well, players are always worth less than picks.
Right.
It just is what it is.
So what is your value of Darron
if it was
Lee?
a standalone? If you was just trading them for a pick,
Standalone.
standalone value,
Yeah.
5th round pick.
Darron Lee a 5th rounder?
5th.
Gee whiz, no way.
It's 5th round pick.
Because you got to pay him.
He started because, again, you got to understand, he didn't make a Pro Bowl,
No.
right? We're potentially getting rid of him or replaced his position because he wasn't able to step up. Like they say on talk radio all the time, he's a linebacker that really doesn't want to have contact.
Right, he's
right?
undersized.
So and he doesn't want to have contact. He doesn't really want to go against the guards that are coming downhill towards him, take on that block, shed, and make a tackle. That's not who he is. So what is he?
Okay, I'll tell you what he is.
Go ahead.
He is a speed.
Pause.
Go ahead.
Devin White
Giants
to the Bucks. So you know who the Giants are picking up.
Wait, who?
Devin White, inside
Devin White,
linebacker
yes.
for LSU.
yes.
Like him.
Yes,
like him
me
a
too.
lot. But you know who
Josh
the Giants are now picking
Josh Allen.
They're going to pick Josh.
in a pocket.
Yeah. And they're not going to go with Haskins.
They pocket.
They're going to pick a quarterback at 17. It's going to be that kid
Oh
from
my
Duke.
gosh. We're going to have to watch Josh Allen for 10 years.
I can't believe Josh Allen dropped to 6.
I know.
Woo!
I can't believe that.
That is going to be bananas.
Yeah.
Bananas.
And he hasn't been taken yet. So, I mean, we're assuming that that's the case, but it certainly looks that way.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What are you saying his value is?
His value is his youth. He's still only 24.
Sure.
First round pedigree. Everyone had him ranked in the first round.
Means nothing.
Everyone had him ranked in the first round, so maybe that value somewhat, but I don't think it's going to diminish as far as him being now worth a 5th rounder. He's still healthy, so it's not like we're leaning on anything where he has to recover from an injury, and also he had his best year last year.
So what do you say? He's worth a 3rd?
I think he's worth a 4th. I don't think he's worth a 5th.
So all of that means
And-
one more round.
Oh, you know what? No, I think he's worth a 3rd. I think he's worth a 3rd.
I think that's saying a lot, man. I think and what you didn't mention is his contract.
I did not mention his contract.
Right.
That's
So
correct.
so I think that's probably his number one asset right now is the fact that he's not getting paid a lot. So for me, unless I'm getting something that I really, really value and a player that I'm really, really going to value in that place, I keep him on the roster. That's just me personally. I think he's worth more on our roster with us, and we know the player, than he is trading him for a 5th rounder, because I think that's all you're going to be able to get for him. Me personally, that's what I think.
If we can get him for a 3rd and then we couple another 3rd to jump back up into the 2nd, I'll do it.
Yeah, if it gets me a net a 2nd round pick in order to move up, sure.
Yeah.
I'll do that and get rid of the player.
Yeah.
But if it's not that, and I'm mulling around, I just don't think it's worth much more than that. And I think he's not worth more than the 5th. I just don't think so. Brandon Marshall was worth a 4th, and the dude made Pro Bowls after Pro Bowls, and he was still, on the tail end of his prime, but he was still prime.
He was a lot older. He was like 30.
Had a big salary.
Sure.
Yeah, and he was like 30.
But the talent was there.
The talent was there.
Yeah, the talent was there.
And then it fell off after that year.
And Antonio Holmes, when he
I-
traded, that was a 5th, but he had some issues.
Santonio.
Santonio. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
What did your man go for? Brown.
Antonio. I think he went for like a 3rd or something like that, but he's 30, and plus he's a headache.
Perennial
package.
Pro Bowler, bro.
Yeah, I get it, but we'll see if he destroys the Raider line as soon as he doesn't get the ball placed precisely where he wants it.
Yeah, potentially. I'm not saying that. I'm
Yeah.
neither here nor, but the talent is there. So there were other things that end up being negatives with him, but talent was not one of those.
All right, so listen, guys, we got the Jets. All right, we've got Quenton Williamson.
Feels like the room is down right now, like deflated a little bit. I mean,
Not for me. Not for me.
Now look at this.
Well,
Well,
Kyle is straight up
I'm
impressed
all
over there,
in,
bro.
son.
He can't even crack a smile.
I'm all in.
Damn.
Kyle
Yeah,
is
Yeah, but that was the same thing with Darnold. You guys weren't as happy about him being